Welcome FJA students to another edition of Math Notebooks. For today, we're going to be doing an entry on dividing decimals, so title your notebook that. We're just going to need this piece of paper right here, scissors, pencil, and glue as always. First, we're going to cut out this triangle. Okay, before we get into our triangle here, first, please write this note in your notebook. To divide decimals, check if the divisor number in parentheses outside the house has a decimal. If it does, move the decimal inside and outside the house to the right until there's no decimal outside of the house. We will do an example of this here in just a second. What I'd like you all to do is fold these on their solid lines. Now, let's glue on the back of this triangle and stick it down right here. So for our first problem, 56 over negative 7, that's 56 divided by 7. So we set that up like this. 56 divided by negative 7, or let's just forget about that negative sign. We know that a positive divided by a negative, our answer is going to be negative. So 56 divided by 7. Well, 7 goes into 56, doesn't go into 5, but it does go into 56 8 times. 8 times 7 is 56. Subtract that, and we get a remainder of 0. So our answer is going to be negative 8. Negative 8. Here is where it gets a little bit more difficult. Let's look at this. 0.72 divided by 0.9. So let's first start by setting this problem up. So 0.72 is our dividend, and then 0.9 is our divisor. Okay, so let's set it up first. So it's going to be, I'm just going to put 0.72 in our division house and 0.9 outside. So in our notes, it says we have to check if the divisor, so the number outside the house, has a decimal, and it does. If it does, we move the decimal inside and outside the house to the right until there is no decimal outside the house. So let's do that, and I'm going to do it in purple so it's clear. Well, I have to move it one place to the right here, so our new decimal is there, and one place to the right here, so our new decimal is there. I'm going to put that new decimal on the top right away, and I'm just going to erase that first decimal. And so now, since we've moved both, let's look at this problem. It's actually 0, so it's 9, and then this number is now 7.2. So let's check it out. Does 9 go into 7? Nope, 0 times. It's too big. How many times does 9 go into 7 and 2? 72. Well, 9 goes into 72. I actually know that happens to be, it goes in 8 times. So I put my 8 right there. 8 times 9 is 72. Subtract that, and our remainder is 0. And so the answer is 0.8. And we can always double check ourselves, and we always should double check ourselves by, if we were to take 9 times 0.8, we should get 0.72. We should get our original. Or if we did 0.9. So let's try that. 0.9 times 0.8. See if that gets us our answer. So we got 0.9 times 0.8. And we remember, of course, that our answer, since we have 0.9 and 0.8, we have one decimal place and a second decimal place. Our answer should have 2 decimal places. Well, 8 times 9 is 72. Our decimal starts off here, but we move it over 1 and 2, so we get 0.72, and sure enough, our answer worked. All right, the next one, I want you all to try to set up just like this. We have negative 12 divided by 0.03. See if you can set it up yourself, and then we'll go over this in 5 seconds. All right, so we have 12 divided by 0.03. 0.03. 12 divided by 0.03. Okay, well, I know that we're going to have to move that decimal over, and I can do it in purple again. We're going to have to move that decimal over 1, 2 spaces outside, and then 1, 2 spaces inside. So our new decimal goes there. Let's put in these zeros here, and our new decimal goes here. All right, so we've gotten rid of our decimal on the outside, and so now our problem reads like this. Well, this is 1,200 divided by 3. 1,200 divided by 3. Well, does 3 go into 1? No, it can't go in there. It goes in there 0 times. Does it go into 12? Yes, it does. It goes in 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12. Subtract that. Get 0. 0. 3 goes into 0 0 times. 3 goes into another 0 0 times as well. And our answer should be 400. Okay, 400, because I brought my decimal back there. So we're going to check our answer. You always check these answers. So if this is true, then 400 times 0.03 should get us negative 12. And actually, it should be negative 400, right? Because we had a negative divided by a positive, so it should be negative. Well, let's check it. 400, negative 400 times 0.03. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 4 is 12. And we know that our answer is going to be negative because we have a negative number times a positive number. And then this is 0, 0, 0. Okay, we add that together. 0, 0, 2, 1. All right, and that's going to be negative. And then in our checking, we've got 2 decimal places right there and 0 decimal places. So our answer should have 2 decimal places. We'll put it right there. 1, 2. Yep, and that's negative 12. Oh, sure enough, negative 12 divided by 0.03. And that is how we check our work.